What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video here today, and we're gonna get right back in the swing of things with the Transformers speculation videos, Transformers theory videos, whatever you want to call it. I guess this is just speculation and just kind of my thoughts and hopes for what we're gonna get when we get back to a Transformers live action movie, presumably picking up with the timeline of Rise of the Beasts. And I'm just going to expect that they're going to continue down the vein of the Rise of the Beasts reboot, where I know this is a very contentious topic, whether it's a reboot, soft reboot, whether it's in the same continuity, with directors saying certain things, executives saying others. But I'm going to go with the assumption of they're going to keep it going, keep it pushing with the story separate from the Bayverse canon, because we got a few things that the Rise of the Beast set up with towards the end, where of course you have the G.I. Joe stuff, which I hope they do not go too deep into. I hope that the extent of G.I. Joe usage is just like the military, like instead of having Sector 7 and the military and have that as the human interacting with the Transformers, we just have G.I. Joe doing that. I don't want G.I. Joe to be integral to the plot. I mean, that would just be really disappointing. If I go to see a Transformers movie, I don't want to be seeing all this G.I. Joe stuff. But what I really want, and the reason I'm making this video is because I want something which has never been a constant in the past. I want a consistent Autobot roster to be developed. And what I mean by that is through countless movies, and I'm talking, of course, the live-action movies, we've never really had the most consistency with the Autobot carryover between movies, and Autobots coming, Autobots going, things happening off-screen, things never being explained. I gotta address a couple things with this. A couple examples with this being, of course, the twins disappearing between movie 2 and movie 3, even though we do kind of see them briefly for one scene in Dark of the Moon, I believe, and then they're supposedly killed off screen, and that's in a comic where we see Sentinel kill them off screen. But still, those were two characters prominent in the second movie which completely disappear. You have characters like Jolt, who shows up unannounced and other than a couple scenes has no role, and then boom, nothing. You have Wheeljack / Q show up in the third movie and then nothing. Same thing with Mirage slash what do they call him? Dino / Mirage, and that. It's like there was never consistency. Of course, with the originals, you had Optimus, you had Ratchet, you had Ironhide and B, who were consistent through those first few movies, but the Autobots around them kind of came and went, and you really didn't get any spotlight on them, as well as you had all the Wreckers, where the Wreckers barely get explained at all. They showed up with the Ark, and they were hanging out with the Ark this whole time. I mean, I want them not to be doing that. So what I mean by this is, when we get this next movie, are we going to pick up with just a couple more Autobots are here, and we got some new characters, and we're just going to deal with it? Because there was already some inconsistencies with what happened from the ending of Bumblebee going into Rise of the Beasts. If you look at the number of meteors which are landing at the end of the Bumblebee movie, not counting B and Prime, who are already together and talking, there are missing Autobots. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. It's like 6 or 7 meteors that come down, and then we only get like 4 Autobots in the movie. Or is it even 4? I mean, we get, I guess Stratosphere, RC, Pablo, and Mirage, other than Prime and B. So that's 4. Where are the other 2 or 3 meteors which came down? Where is Ironhide? Where is Ratchet? I mean, these are things that need to be explained, because we know that they were jettisoned off of Cybertron at the end of the B movie, and we know that more meteors landed on Earth. So are they just somewhere else on Earth, or did they die between the B movie and Rise of the Beasts? These are things that I would have liked to see be explained in the movie, but we didn't get those answers. So will we get those answers going into the next movie, or will we fall back into the pattern of what happened in the Bayverse, where we'll roll into this next movie and the plot will already just assume that you will roll with whatever they give you, and we're going to get Mirage, RC, Stratosphere probably won't even be in the movie, or he'll be the same role he was in Rise of the Beast, where he shows up, says something goofy, and he serves as the transportation. So we'll probably get RC, Wheeljack, and Mirage, Bumblebee and Prime, plus I guess a couple more Autobots maybe will just be there. And then we're going to have to deal with the Maximals again, and who knows if the Maximals will even be prominent. Will we even see the Maximals, or will they be left to do their own thing? And these are all legitimate questions, because in Rise of the Beast, the Maximals were pretty much wasted, other than Primal and Air Razor, who themselves pretty much had limited stuff to do. Other than them, Cheetor and Rhinox did nothing. So will they even have roles in the next movie? These are all big questions to ask, because I'm concerned for how the studio may react to Rise of the Beasts not doing that great. I think it didn't even reach 440 million worldwide, and as much as we'd love to just assume the box office doesn't have anything to do with what they will make when it comes to creative decisions, it very much will. So will the lackluster box office force them to come in and make some bad decisions where it's like, well, let's go back to the Bayverse? Because there's some other Transformers YouTubers who genuinely think that. And while I personally don't think that, I mean, it's getting hard to argue with at this point, because the money's going down, whereas the Bayverse movies, the money was there. Even though it was going down with Transformers 5. I mean, I'm not saying we go back to that, because that was just bad. But I'm saying you can't go away from that. That is what Transformers is. That Bayverse Prime design, I mean, you saw it. They tried to go away from it, but they went right back to it. They gave him a face mask again, because that is Optimus Prime. The Bumblebee design, they could have made it different, but no, they went right back to something similar with the Bayverse design. All those G1 designs that we loved, they decided to change a lot of them back. Wheeljack, just his design was ruined. They made him look goofy and human-like a lot of those Bayverse designs. Mirage, same thing. RC, she was fine. I liked her design. But point standing, they can't seem to escape from the Bayverse, so they may have to just fully embrace it, or really have to get stuck in the mud of, we got to reboot this in a different directions. But regardless, I think that there's a lot of cool stuff they could do. They just need to get, or not need to get, they need to let their creative in Stephen Cable Jr. let him loose and let him do what he wants. So we'll just have to wait and see and hope for the best. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Likes, dislikes, anything is appreciated. And until next time, peace.